It is likely that as potential customers, voters, and readers of literary content, all of us have at some point been the target of a rhetorical argument. That is, some person has tried to convince us of something at some point. Maybe said person was successful, or maybe they weren't. Today I will be outlining the elements of an effective argument by referencing Brandon Gilligley's article from the Hagerty website titled Face It, the TJ is Peak Jeep Wrangler, and analyzing the strategies Gilligley uses to prove his point to his readers. Gilligley's appeal begins even before he starts writing. This is because he is a well-known car enthusiast and author. His well-developed background makes him a trustworthy source and so leads his audience to believe the contents of the article at hand. Furthermore, Gilligley proves his reputability by referencing the subject of his article, the Jeep Wrangler, so surely. In announcing his opinions as facts, Gilligley fosters a sense of credibility in his readers. All of this goes to support the need for readers to feel familiarity towards writers. When an audience feels that an author is honest and experienced, they are more likely to believe what they say and so be convinced of the point the author presents to them. Gilligley's credibility in the eye of the audience aids him greatly in making a convincing case for the TJ. Here you can see a picture of the author Brandon Gilligley. Gilligley is currently a senior editor at Hagerty, but has worked as an editor for a popular automotive media outlet, Motor Trend, as well. Another crucial element of Gilligley's article is his use of facts and his inclusion of evidence to support these facts. For example, Gilligley mentions the newly designed suspension, and then proceeds to explain that this suspension allows for a smoother ride than older Jeep Wrangler models, but it is still modern when compared to the newer models. The analysis and expansion of facts is important to the audience because it shows them that they are not reading an opinion piece, but rather a factual work that can be relied upon and confirmed by many other sources. Gilligley takes this one step further by comparing features of the vehicles he speaks about, and in a way playing devil's advocate against himself. By talking about both points of view, he shows his audience a more comprehensive view of the issue and gives them another reason to believe him. Essentially, Gilligley is making it so that the reader no longer has to evaluate pros and cons themselves. Rather, they can sit back and take his word at face value. Here you can see three Wrangler models. From left to right, there are the JK, the TJ, and the YJ. Gilligley argues that the TJ, which was produced between the YJ and JK, was the best and has the best features of both vehicles. Perhaps the most important feature of Gilligley's appeal is that he caters to his audience. Gilligley has considered the fact that many members of his audience may learn better with the addition of images, and so he includes them in his argument, along with text and numerical values, all of which serve to exemplify his argument about the CJ. Pictures of the CJ and TJ next to each other help the reader to understand the differences between the two. Images of the TJ's desirable features and aspects, as well as a visual of the well-known drivetrain that the TJ came with, aid the reader who is not familiar with cars to visualize what the author is speaking about. In including pictures in the article, Gilligley ensures that his audience has no limit. The article is accessible and comprehensible to all. Here is one of the images that Gilligley uses throughout his article. This image allows the reader to see the drivetrain and the famous 4-liter 6-cylinder engine that the TJ originally came with. Brandon Gilligley has included the right mix of rhetorical strategies in his article. Though it would be possible to exchange some elements for others, the use of a reputable background, inclusion of images, and support of facts add up to a strong presence of ethos, pathos, and logos. All three rhetorical appeals are necessary in order to craft a successful argument, and Gilligley has succeeded.